for us, the way that we keep weight off is
We're gonna tell them the secret?
we just eat good. We eat good, okay? We don't miss meals, but we don't overindulge. But we love our portions. We love our portion sizes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
You
overindulge.
literally took the words out my mouth. Nah.
What's good, y'all?
It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. We're super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit the red subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 50K. And we cannot get there without you guys.
Close.
All right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
While the culture of the United States is exported all over the world in films and on TV, it also abides by some laws and practices that many consider unusual. Europeans in particular seem to have a hard time wrapping their heads around some of them.
I'm sorry, this feels like exactly how you guys be looking.
When
you watch half the things that we be reacting to, y'all be like, I just don't understand. Why does that even exist?
Yeah.
Like, what in the world is going on that side of the world?
You poor people.
You poor people. Oh, man, that's funny.
From child beauty pageants to gun laws, let's take a look at some American things that Europeans can't understand. Sick of commercials.
Yeah.
If you're a European enjoying a cozy night in on the couch in America, some of the stuff on TV may shock and surprise you. And no, I'm not talking about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm talking about commercials, which arrive so frequently it makes watching TV feel almost unbearable to anyone unaccustomed to it.
Seamlessly, instantly.
Especially pharmaceutical commercials, which usually show grumpy men and women turned into smiling, happy people by the product being sold. These are usually followed by an almost comically long list of potential side effects spoken at double speed, like Ambien ads.
As well as abnormal behaviors such as being more outgoing or aggressive than normal, confusion, agitation, and hallucinations may occur. Don't take it with alcohol as it may increase these behaviors. Allergic reactions such as shortness of breath, swelling of your tongue or throat may occur and in rare cases may be fatal. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. In patients with depression, worsening of depression, including risk of suicide, may occur.
These types of direct-to-consumer commercials
5 seconds later.
peddle prescription drugs, which is an advertising standard that was rejected by the European Commission back in 2002.
Good for y'all.
Stated that pharmaceutical companies were unable to provide impartial information on their medicines. If that's the case, why is it practiced in America? To put it simply, there's simply never been a federal law passed to outlaw the practice. This is in no small part thanks to the fact that direct-to-consumer drugs and their accompanying ads are a huge business. And in America, whether it's right or wrong, the rules tend to follow the money. Europeans might actually need a pill for the headache all those ads give them. It causes stress, loss of telepathic powers, and a violent hatred of cheese. No place like home. Let's say you're a European who's just moved over to America. You found a house in a nice residential neighborhood, and you're going through your bills. Rent, water, gas, electric, all seems in order. But wait a second. What's a homeowners association fee? To a native, that's a pretty obvious question. But for Europeans, it's an unwelcome surprise. These fees contributes to the local homeowners association, which is somewhat like a neighborhood watch, but managing funds to be reinvested into the community.
Let me tell you this real quick, man. A lot of people, and I'm going to say, like, okay, in America, there's a lot of people, they have ownership problems. They have to own everything. Even if your name is on it, their name is on top of yours.
They try to be.
For real.
Yeah. So the first place the first thing we ask when it's time for us to move is, do they have an HOA?
Right.
Because nobody want to deal with that.
Look it up if y'all don't know what that is. Look it up.
Residential maintenance and common spaces, which keeps residents happy and property values up. With around 24% of all Americans living under a homeowners association, they pay $200 to $300 on average per month in fees to these entities.
Per month.
Wow.
Now, while some Europeans might struggle with this concept, it was a form of governance that was actually invented by France back in 1804. So, for any European that wants to complain about homeowner regulations and fees, feel free to blame the French. Vacant vacation days. The USA has one of the largest economies in the world. A tremendous economy, in the president's words. But Europeans looking to get into the American world of work are often shocked when it comes to vacation time. U.S. workers are not entitled to mandatory paid vacation at all. Usually, the issue of paid leave is left at the discretion of employers. And yes, that does include national holidays. According to research from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2017, only 77% of American workers had access to paid vacation.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that might leave Europeans slack-jawed is because mandatory paid vacation time in Europe starts at 4 weeks. In fact, America is one of the only Western countries where law doesn't enforce companies to give its employees mandatory paid vacation time. Don't believe me? Take a look at this map breaking down mandatory paid vacation time by country. Only the great countries are known not to give paid time off. It's a working culture that undoubtedly favors employers over employees.
That's pathetic.
Americans might want to think about learning Chinese instead, as employers in China must legally offer 5 days of holiday. Although that is after one continuous year of work.
All right, yeah, everybody heard it. Our next language is Chinese.
Okay,
You
Chinese.
should learn Chinese.
Okay.
How you doing? How you doing?
Nope, I'm not doing it.
How you doing?
I'm not doing
That's
it.
not it?
Nope.
Florida man. If the American states could be looked at as a dysfunctional family, then Florida would be the weird uncle who once ran away with the circus and wrestled a tiger. The Sunshine State is the third most populous state in the USA and receives over 100 million visitors year on year.
What was the first one
So
over
many
there?
people living between Miami
California.
Beach, Disneyland, and
Okay.
Pensacola, a little crazy is bound to be found on the fringes of society. But what Europeans aren't prepared for are the crazy antics of Floridians that make daily headlines.
Wait a minute.
Florida man believed that he was half man, half dog. Fringes of
Hold up.
society. But what Europeans aren't prepared for are the crazy antics of Floridians.
What is going on? Is he two people?
I don't know what's going on with this one. Yeah, like cover your eyes. I don't know. This is not.
Okay, I see it.
He wasn't done. I think he got caught in the middle of shaving. Hey.
And we already know who the other people are.
That make daily headlines. From Florida man believed that he was half man, half dog in March 2019 to Florida man robs bank, strips naked, then runs down the street throwing stolen money everywhere.
What?
In July 2017. You can search the internet for almost any day of the year and find a headline announcing Florida man has committed an utterly baffling crime. There doesn't seem to be an equivalent for any European countries, although the UK comes close with some of its questionable journalism topics
I'm
like
not entertaining her, y'all.
Britain's fattest woman ate fish and boy. Let me know the funny
Florida.
story.
It's so you telling me Florida is like?
They got a different set of crazies.
Yeah, that's perfect. That is the perfect way to put it. Wow.
I'm sorry to all of our Florida supporters, but
Yeah, we didn't know this was gonna come from y'all like that. This is different.
to make it even, Louisiana got it too.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't put us bad. I wouldn't put us in the bag like that. Nah,
Well, we're among the highest crime rate.
he said Florida, Texas, Cali.
He said
He
that.
ain't said Louisiana.
He said that's the popular areas that people come to.
Okay, well that's where they going. Anybody going to Louisiana like they going to Florida?
Okay.
Man, y'all out there drinking the water or something? What y'all doing?
We're seen at stories at beamazed.com. There is no national sales tax or value-added tax in America. Instead, American taxes differ by jurisdiction, of which there are around 7,000. Differences in these local rates, state taxes, or combined state and local taxes means that final prices for the same item can differ from one street to the next. For
That quick.
first-time shoppers in the U.S., this unpleasant surprise is a rite of passage that no one asked for. Tipping point. A meal at a restaurant can be a real treat, but Europeans visiting America sometimes stress about the tip. Although tipping anywhere up to 20% seems normal to most Americans, There's no such obligation in Europe. Indeed, it's mostly seen as a bonus reward for good service. And in some European countries, it's even considered rude and excessive to leave a tip. The American federal government, however, states that tips can be used to satisfy the difference between the employee's hourly wage and the standard minimum wage. This means food servers, valets, and in-house staff in certain states can be working for a federal wage of just $2.13 per hour. Which is about €1.96. So if you're a European visitor to the States, get ready to factor in your tip to the overall price of your meal. You might well be contributing to a struggling waiter's rent. Child beauty pageants.
That's crazy.
If you've ever been unfortunate enough to have watched an episode of Toddlers and Tiaras on TLC, I think you might side with the Europeans on the next matter. Child beauty pageants are common across America and usually consist of dolled-up little girls being thrust onto a stage to entertain a crowd of screaming moms. It's truly bizarre. But what's equally strange is how the craze got started. Child pageants originated from American Better Baby contests in the early 20th century. Babies would be scored on characteristics like weight, quality of skin, and face shape, supposedly in the name of helping to educate mothers on best practices for healthy babies. But of course, it wasn't just for education purposes. There were also cash rewards and trophies for top-ranking toddlers. This has slowly devolved into the bedazzled tradition of pushing a child on stage in full makeup and styled hair to do a dance routine for prize money. Although some European countries host similar but smaller events, others like France have gone as far as to ban all such pageants, claiming they're an unhealthy way to treat young girls. If you ask me, their general creepiness alone should be enough to slam the brakes on child beauty pageants. Honey boo boo, no thanks. Size is everything.
I was wondering if you, what you got on that one?
Did not know the history of beauty pageants.
Right.
But I don't know. Beauty pageants just always seem like exploitation a little bit to me. Yeah. When it comes to children, it just creates a pressure on them that it just never set right with me.
And you may have people around you that know about the history of it, and they may be predator mindset. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be knowledgeable of what you're getting yourself into when you do, if you do get into something like this. So it's just something you gotta really take slowly and really ease your way into it to see if you like the atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely. Not for me.
Not for mama right here.
According to an old saying, everything's bigger in Texas.
It is.
Come on, if you're a European, you'll probably think that about all of America, right down to its people. It's no secret that America has a little bit of a weight problem. 2/3 of America.
A lot of y'all have commented on our weight. Say y'all look thin, y'all don't look overweight.
Oh, we healthy over here.
Yeah.
We healthy.
Now it makes sense because y'all think that everybody just eats bad.
Well, it's not that well, you're right, but it's they know that the food is bad.
Right.
I don't think they looking at us like, oh, y'all just all just big boned. It's just that more so, oh, y'all eating food that's gonna mess y'all up in the long run.
Right.
Well, we appreciate y'all concern. Well,
American adults classify as overweight, and it's estimated that almost 40% of adults in the are obese. Contrasted to Europe, where a survey carried out in 2014 labeled just 15% of adults obese.
Oh, wow.
That's a king-size difference, with a side of fries. The American tendency to overeat might have something to do with portion sizes in the States. A study comparing portions in Paris and Philadelphia revealed food outlet portions were 25% larger in Philly. And a review of 17 different single-serve foods like yogurt and candy bars found that 14 of them were bigger in Philadelphia. While a one-state to one-country comparison doesn't necessarily represent the whole.
Here's the thing, though, you guys. With food like this, if you're gonna eat big, you know the good old saying is you gotta work hard, or you gotta lift bigger. You know what I'm saying? So like, even if you don't work out, like if you eat big, you gotta work 10 times harder to get it off you, or you just gotta do something that's like mad fun for you and do that 10 times harder.
Yeah. For us, the way that we keep weight off is
we're gonna tell them the secret.
We just eat good. We eat good. Okay, we don't miss meals, but we don't overindulge. But we love our portions. We love our portion sizes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
you literally took the words out my mouth. No. Don't play like that. Give it back.
Well, that's what being married to your soulmate is about.
Media often comment on how much bigger everything seems stateside.
That's a piece of...
Have you noticed this difference in portion sizes? Let me know in the comments below. Bonus points for food puns. Oh, sugar. Living in America can really give you a taste for the sweet life. But your teeth won't thank you for it. Well, some American foods and drinks have been found to contain huge amounts of sugar compared to their European equivalents. Some common bread brands contain up to 6 grams of sugar per serving, 6 times the amount found in European counterparts. But it doesn't end there. Taking a look at Pizza Hut's sugar content reveals most of their stateside pizzas have close to double the amount of sugar per slice as European versions. And at Starbucks, a UK venti white chocolate mocha will contain 62.4 grams of sugar. But in America, that shoots up to 72 grams.
Okay.
I've heard of sweetening
I was thinking of a big difference.
Europeans making the trip across the Atlantic might leave suffering from a toothache. Gaps in the market. European standards of building a public restroom involve plenty of privacy, mainly in the form of cubicles with doors that are more door than gap. Seems obvious, but it's a standard that Americans just can't seem to adopt. With ridiculously large gaps at the top, bottom, and sides, it makes for a truly uncomfortable first visit to an American toilet for unwitting visitors. On their first time, Europeans are left feeling especially susceptible to unwelcome visitors. And taping up the gap to prove.
Nah, forget that. If I walk into the bathroom, man, I just glance over and I see somebody quickly do that. Oh no, I'm gonna hit the door probably.
We fighting. Cause why you looking at me?
Why you not handling your business?
In my most vulnerable space. Yeah, it's a problem.
No, that's wild, bro. That picture was just too funny. So he was looking in the stall.
Yes. While the person on the toilet.
I think the difference between the height of the floor thing is so people can literally have that ultimate privacy. Because if you're doing the other, you're doing number 2, and you pants it to the ankles, they won't know the pants to the ankles.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be looking.
Well, I'm just saying, some people weird like that.
They should not be looking. The whole point is that we don't really have privacy in our restrooms. And it's not like that at every restaurant. There's some restaurants who will go lower on the floor.
Yeah.
With the gaps, but
Hey, I mean,
I'd rather there be no gaps.
That is too funny.
The guy's looking in, but as strange as the design seems, there are some theories as to why Americans build their stalls this way. For a start, high floor gaps allow for easier cleaning, and they do make it simpler to pass toilet paper from one cubicle to another. On top of that, the vertical gaps act as a deterrent for anyone thinking of doing anything naughty behind closed doors. But there's always the chance you might accidentally get a real eyeful. Maybe just close your eyes before entering any American restaurant. Triggered. It strikes many Europeans as a bit odd that in America you can pick up your groceries from one aisle of a store and a gun from another. Indeed, you can buy guns over the counter in places like Walmart, and ammo can be found in pharmacies. But seeing as guns are still legal in many parts of Europe, what is it that Europeans find weird about the gun-loving, rifle-wielding, Second Amendment-touting American citizen? It might have something to do with America's gun-related death rate, seeing as per capita, there were 12 gun-related deaths for every 100,000 people in America in 2017. Very few European countries exceed 3 gun-related deaths per 100,000 people, and none even come close to America's 12 per 100,000. The causes of the problem are fiercely debated, but it might have something to do with how easy it is to buy a gun. Background checks are usually carried out, but a research survey from Harvard in 2015 estimated that a third of American gun owners have purchased a firearm without a background check.
And that's the problem.
Many countries like Austria and Germany require would-be gun owners to go through a rigorous 7-step procedure before owning a gun. High-caliber handguns are outright banned in the UK, and many categories of semi-automatic weapons are illegal to own across Europe. It's simply much harder to legally purchase a gun in Europe than it is in the US, which I'm sure is a trigger point for some. Have you noticed any
That's a lot of this material that he presented we covered already in our videos. But yeah, the guns, we agree with y'all on that.
Yeah. I think people need to have that full background, everything to be checked out, all your history. Because people are really like just lose their mind out of just craziness. They're angry. jealous. It could be anything. Like you seen in 2017 had one of the most highest death rates ever.
Yeah.
Just because from a gun, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
always check to see if they are really eligible for one.
Yeah. No shortcuts. No shortcuts. Yeah. So we hope you all enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you would like to support the channel that way. And we have our mailing address in the description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.